Greetings once again. It's time for Shelf Life Book Reviews Online, where I present to you a book that I very highly recommend, one that I hope you will find interesting as I did. And the book this time out is Window Shopping for God, A Comedian's Search for Meaning by Deborah Kimmett. This is published by Douglas and McIntyre, and it retails for $26.99, and it is 276 pages. Deborah Kimmett is a noted comedian. She's been on radio, stage, screen. She was also part of Second City. And as you would expect from a comedian, the book does have a lot of very humorous moments, but it also does have a lot of very serious moments where she talks about growing up, when she was younger, getting toward middle age, and it's very entertaining and is very informative too. She begins with talking about a street man called Preacherman who was basically preaching about the Word of God. She had just come back from Toronto. Her brother Kevin had an incurable brain tumor that she was dealing with that. And so, but there's several parts to the book. When she was younger, she had psoriasis badly. She talks about that. And then when she got older, she talks about being an alcoholic and about going to Mass. And one morning, her mother tried to get her up to go to Mass. And she said that she's no longer a Catholic. That's what Deborah told her mother. And her mother says, "You can't stop being Catholic. You were born a Catholic. You will die a Catholic." And there's several sections that are most poignant. Like I said, there's a lot of humor, but there's a lot of seriousness too. She talks about her second child that was born, a baby that was very premature. And in fact, it didn't even weigh 2 pounds at birth. And she said you could hold the baby in your hand, practically in the palm of your hand. And she didn't give it much hope of surviving, but the baby survived, and it defied the odds totally, because those at the hospital, they never gave up. And today the baby is in her 30s and doing very well. There are other aspects of the book. She talks about meeting a man in a cemetery, Toronto cemetery. His name is Danny. And she saw him sitting there in a chair, and he had a picnic basket. And she asked him what he was doing. And he said he was practicing. And she basically said, practicing for what? Well, this was the early 80s, when AIDS was just beginning, and there was really no known, cure or really how to deal with it. He had AIDS, and he knew he was going to die. So he basically came there, to practice what it was going to be like in the cemetery. And he said about he was grateful. He said, I find gratitude the only antidote to fear. I bring myself back to the moment and find I'm grateful for everything I have at this moment. And he didn't live too long after that, but it was definitely a soul-searching part of the book too. She also talks about several other subjects. Buddhism. She talks about bad marriages. She had a bad marriage. And she talks about, generally growing up, dealing with life's problems, insecurities, and a whole lot more. She also talks about a therapist that she had, a Dr. Goldman, that she went to Dr. Goldman for 2 years, and she said during that time, Dr. Goldman only laughed once at something funny that she said. So it's an interesting aspect of life too. So if you're looking for a change of pace book, that, like I said, that has humor, a lot of serious tones to it as well. It's an all-round great memoir. So if you're window shopping for a great book, do some window shopping for God, because this is a book that you will not regret reading. And if you do purchase it, please let me know if you do agree with my review. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. I'm here all the time with brand new books, so I'll be back again with another book very soon. Until then, stay safe, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.